Welcome back to the channel. Today we were doing a Chicago Bears draft recap, getting through every team as the offseason goes on. Done all the teams to the left of their logo there here in the ESPN tracker, and without further ado, let's get into it. So their needs were tackle, receiver, guard, defensive end, edge, whatever, and inside linebacker. And they filled those first three, and they really revamped that secondary, which I think was a big need too. This whole roster was pretty much any of their. I think they were actually pretty similar to the Texans in that capacity, and they went out and tried to get the best players available. So first off, near the top of the second round, they got Kyler Gordon, right about where his value is here early in the second round, and I think he's a really good player. Could have gone in the first, honestly. I wouldn't have been mad at that, and I think he's just a really solid addition alongside Jalen Johnson, that secondary. Not too much to say for me, honestly. I just think he's a really good player and good value, trying to revamp that secondary, which is what they also did here in their second round pick with Jaquan Brisker from Penn State as safety, one of the better safeties in the class for some people. And I expected them to get a receiver here. I think this would have been, good value for like a George Pickens as he went a couple picks later. But I think Jaquan Brisker hopefully will be a very good player for them. If you're getting, I think I've seen a lot of comparisons from Bears fans to like Adrian Amos, and if he turns out like Adrian Amos, this is a really good pick. So solid pick there. They're really just focused on that secondary then with their third pick, one that's pretty criticized, Velus Jones Jr. from Tennessee. I saw him projected day 3 almost exclusively, so he's kind of a rough one for me here in the third round. I don't know. It's a tough one as he's 25 years old as a rookie. And yeah, you can see at the bottom, guys like Khalil Shakir, Jalen Tolbert, Calvin Austin were all still there. All of them fell. I think Tolbert went pretty soon after, but Austin and Shakir fell pretty far. But I think I'd rather have Calvin Austin than Velus Jones, but he's a good player. And if he pans out well, then it'll be a good pick. I'm not a huge fan of it personally, but I think it's still solid. Really, that's one of the, one people point to as one of the worst draft picks in the whole draft, and it's not that bad. So this has been, no one really messed up too much, I don't think. Then here with Braxton Jones out of Southern Utah in the 5th round, tackle who just, you can see he's quick, excellent length, and pretty big. So we'll see what he does. I'm not too familiar with him, but if they like him, then they like him. They also got Dominique Robinson from Miami, Ohio down here. And I'm pretty sure he didn't start a game on defense, so he's really just a pure projection here at near the end of the 5th round. Pretty sure he played receiver like 2 seasons ago, so he bulked up. He's 6'5", 250. Did well at the Senior Bowl, but has a lot of good flashes, and hopefully he can pan out. Again, late 5th round pick. You're just taking a flyer on a guy. And they got Zachary Thomas out of San Diego State, another tackle, as they really went all out on this offensive line. And he'll be solid. Again, not a guy I'm too familiar with, as he's ranked pretty low, but if they like him, they like him. Then they got Tristan Ebner from Baylor. Good running back, pretty small, but he has great speed, and he can do a lot of things on kickoff returns and maybe even punt returns, as well as go out wide. So solid pick there. Very low on ESPN's board, but if he contributes, he contributes. Doug Kramer from Illinois. Solid pick here late in the 6th, as the Bears just had a ton of late round picks, and he'll be good. Then they got another offensive lineman with Jatairi Carter. Fan of him. He's definitely a very good prospect for a small school guy, and I think he has a lot of potential. And then they went and got Elijah Hicks from Cal. Good safety depth, hopefully late in the 7th. So really can't go wrong. And they got Trenton Gill from NC State with the pick right after. Good punter. Again, I'm not too familiar with punters, so I don't have too much to say about him. But really just a lot of late round picks. They've tried to fill out their rosters. They need a lot of players as opposed to a lot of high picks. Kind of the opposite of like the Chiefs, who I felt like needed like 3 or 4 like really good contributors. Whereas the Bears just need a lot of depth. They need a lot of guys. They don't have much talent. They need a lot of talent to come in the building, and hope a lot of these guys can pan out. So that's going to wrap it up for the Bears. These top 2 are pretty solid. Kyler Gordon, I'm a big fan of, but I think this is probably, I guess I haven't even really been grading the last couple, as it's kind of a soft system based on, just how these feel. but I'm gonna give this probably a C+. They got decent players, but no one. There's no picks there. I was like, wow, that's a slam dunk. I like Jatairi Carter down the board. I mean, a lot of these guys could be contributors, and I'm not saying they can't, but solid draft. Again, not a huge, it's hard to compare it when you get drafts like the Ravens who are getting David Ojabo late and Travis Jones late and just getting all this crazy value. And then the Bears just went out and they picked the players they wanted, and I think they, hopefully they did a good job. There's a lot of players that they got that can definitely pan out, but no one that I think is too exciting. I like Kyler Gordon. I think that's their best pick with that value. I'm a big fan of him, but the rest of these we'll have to see. Bears fans, let me know how you feel. Obviously, this could be, you never know. This could be a great draft class if all these guys pan out. So, Bears fans, let me know, and I would love to, just see what all you guys think. If you want to see, again, a video for the teams to the left of the Bears logo there, we already made those, so those are out. If you want to go back and see my mock draft for the Bears, where I believe I actually had them getting Kyler Gordon, now that I think of it. So that's kind of a perfect fit. That video, I remember, did really well. So Kyler Gordon, if you want to go check that out, it's in the 7 mock playlist, which will be here at the end of the video. And thank you for watching, and like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel, all that. Greatly appreciate it, as we have a ton of more off-season content coming this way. If you have any video suggestions, would love to hear those as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.